Welcome back to another episode of Toy Tuesdays. I'm Talent, and today we are going to be covering the final figure from the Juggernaut BAF wave that I have, Wolverine. Let's get into it.
Cerebro activate.
Cerebro online.
Please pull up file Wolverine 2016.
Accessing file. Wolverine 2016. Wolverine. James Logan Howlett. First appearance. The Incredible Hulk number 180. October 1974. Full appearance. The Incredible Hulk number 181. November 1974. Created by Len Wein, writer. John Romita Sr., artist.
Wolverine's first appearance was at the end of The Incredible Hulk number 180. It was a brief kind of cameo at the end of that issue. His first full appearance was the following issue, The Incredible Hulk number 181 in 1974. Created by Len Wein and John Romita Sr., Wolverine is one of the most recognizable comic book characters in the world, right up there with the likes of Spider-Man and Batman. He's arguably the most popular X-Men character. Wolverine's history is very complicated and complex, so we're just going to do a quick little overview. Wolverine was born in the late 19th century as James Howlett. He was born to a rich family in northern Alberta, Canada, and his father John and Elizabeth Howlett, although turns out he was actually the illegitimate son of John because Elizabeth was doing the nasty with the groundskeeper, Thomas Logan. Thomas was eventually thrown off the property. Thomas returns to the Howlett Manor and kills John. In retaliation, the young James, aka Wolverine, kills Thomas with bone claws that emerge from the back of his hands as his mutation manifests. He ends up joining the Canadian military during World War I. He has adventures in World War II where he teams up with Captain America, ends up working with the CIA, and then recruited by Team X, a Black Ops unit, sometime after World War II. He's then kidnapped by the Weapon X program, where he remains captive and experimented on. It's at that time that he was forcibly given the adamantium, which coated his bones, including his claws. He eventually escapes and comes into contact with James and Heather Hudson, who help him recover his humanity. And at that point, he begins work as an intelligence operative for the Canadian government's Department H, which leads him to his first mission, which is to stop the destruction caused by a brawl between Hulk and the Wendigo. Some years later, Professor X recruits Wolverine to a new iteration of the X-Men to go and rescue the original X-Men, who were then captured by the mutant island Krakoa. And ever since then, he's been a tried and true member of the X-Men. Over the years, he's had many different costumes. His first official one was the blue and yellow tiger stripe Wolverine. That's an iteration of the most popular one we know of today, and I'd have to say the second most popular outfit he wore was the gold and brown, which is the action figure we are going to be covering today. Cerebro, please pull up the action figure.
Wolverine. X-Men Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave. Released in 2016. Retail price $19.99. Aftermarket price high $76. Low $28. Accessories. Alternate hands. Juggernaut head Build-A-Figure piece.
As I've noted before, this was my first line back collecting. Unfortunately, this figure was no longer on store shelves when I started collecting again, so I had to buy it on the aftermarket many years later. He retailed at $19.99. The aftermarket high was at $76, and the low was at $28. This Wolverine came with two additional closed-fisted hands with the claws retracted, and the Juggernaut BAF head. I didn't get these accessories because, like I said, I bought mine loose many years later. Personally, my favorite Wolverine outfit is the traditional blue and gold tiger stripe. Although I do like this outfit a lot, I'm curious, what is your guys' favorite outfit? I know this was the first outfit of many people who started reading X-Men comics in the 80s or early 90s. Let me know in the comments, which outfit do you guys prefer? Nearly 10 years later, this figure still holds up, and I believe he is the last brown suit Wolverine we got in a traditional Wolverine, because recently they did release a Brood Wolverine in the brown suit, but that's a variation on the suit. This was also the final figure I got from the Juggernaut BAF wave, so I was not able to complete the Juggernaut BAF. I never got Deadpool and Cable, but rest assured, we are going to have a BAF for next week's Toy Tuesday. I wonder what it could be. I think this was a very solid figure for the time, and it definitely still holds up now. I'm sure they could re-release this, but pinless, maybe add some extra accessories with a unmasked head. That'd be fantastic. I'm still very pleased with this figure as he is today. Currently, he is displayed in my Mojo display with the rest of the Outback X-Men versus the Reavers. It's a nice display to represent the the Outback X-Men era, having them fight the Reavers and also having Mojo having recruited the Reavers. It's a fun display. Alright, let's move on to powers and abilities.
Powers and abilities. Superhuman strength, stamina, durability, speed, agility, reflexes, and senses. Indestructible bones via adamantium. Retractable adamantium claws. Regenerative healing factor. Extended longevity. Master martial artist and hand-to-hand combatant.
Wolverine has some very impressive abilities. I think Wolverine is single-handedly the greatest teacher most of the X-Men have ever had when it comes to combat. Let's break this down a little bit. The superhuman strength, stamina, durability, speed, agility, reflexes, and senses are part of what make him such a formidable opponent. The adamantium that was added to his bones makes him virtually impossible to stop. You can't chop off his limbs and you cannot penetrate his skull. And those claws are razor sharp and can slice through virtually any material. His regenerative healing factor makes him virtually impossible to kill. Wolverine has been shot, stabbed, dropped from high heights, drowned, burned down to nothing but a skeleton, and he manages to regenerate. The healing factor also gives him his extended longevity, which is why he's been alive so long. He's the oldest member of the X-Men by far. His martial arts training stems from many different places, but he was trained as a ninja in Japan for many years, and he's had many masters. Alright, Cerebro, could you please pull up the power grid?
Accessing power grid. Analyzing subject.
If you guys would like to check out these power grid stats for yourself, you can do so with the Marvel metal cards, or they have a variation of the power grid on marvel.fandom.com, slightly different than the metal cards, but if you feel so inclined, you can check them out there. Okay, the first one, strength. He is at a 3. Athletic. Stronger than your average human, not quite a world record bench press. His intelligence. This one may surprise a lot of people. They look at Wolverine and they think of him as a dumb animal, but he is a very smart individual. He's at a 3, straight A student. Sure, living all that time definitely has made him a wiser human being than most. Let's move on to speed. He is at a 2, normal human speed. I could imagine Wolverine would probably be a little bit faster, or maybe a lot faster, if he didn't have all that adamantium weighing him down. Wolverine weighs 292 pounds, and that's on a 5'3" frame. I could tell you what he lacks in speed, he makes up in every other category. Let's move on to fighting ability. He is at a 7, invincible. This man cannot be stopped. When he goes into his berserker rage, he just tears through everything in front of him. So he is at the highest level when it comes to fighting ability. Wolverine is a dangerous man. He is the best at what he does, and what he does is not very nice. Alright, let's move on to stamina. He's at a 5, mutant stamina, above a world record marathon runner, just under a 6, which is unfatigable. He can tire, but it's going to take a long time for this man to slow down. You can shoot him, you can stab him, you can drop him from buildings, like I said, and he's just gonna keep coming. This guy is a machine. Alright, let's move on to agility. He is at a 5 again. He's got cat-like agility, above an Olympic gold medalist. I don't know if you guys saw in that first X-Men 97 episode, but he was hopping from sentinel to sentinel. He is agile as they come, and again, it's surprising considering he weighs 292 pounds. That's how agile he is. And finally, energy projection. He is at a 1. No energy blasts whatsoever. His powers do not include any blasts of any kind. This man is a brawler, someone that will go toe-to-toe with just about anybody and can come out on top. So looking at his overall stats, he is above average on pretty much everything. He's average on speed and slightly below average when it comes to energy projection. But that fighting ability being at a 7 puts him way over the top. And although he is not an Omega level mutant, this is somebody you definitely don't want to mess with. Between his razor sharp claws, his incredible fighting ability, his healing factor, Wolverine is an X-Man that I would definitely be putting on a team that's going into the most dangerous combat situations. He's good in most situations, but I wouldn't want to put him on most of the stealthy stuff, even though he is good at that. He's got a short fuse, and he's liable to act a little irrationally and maybe handle the situation more violently when it's not required. Regardless, he will get the job done, and it's part of what makes him one of the most popular X-Men to this day. James Logan Howlett, Wolverine, will be around for a long time to come. He's gonna outlive everyone. Cerebro, do we have anything else for the people?
Be sure to check out X-Men 97 Reactions with Talent. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please do go check out those X-Men 97 reactions. We are on the back half of Season 1. I am super excited for Season 2. We're definitely going to be doing reactions for that when it comes out. And please subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out, trying to grow this channel so we can do some really awesome things going forwards in the future. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. And as always, keep collecting. And until next time, Excelsior!